Oh, okay. Well, when we heard the news, I'm gonna put your internet not good enough when your internet was sort out.
Is Westmoreland internet.
Lord of mercy, PNP internet, very bad.
PNP Wi-Fi. Thank you for standing with Mr. Wilson, though. Thank you for standing with Mr. Wilson.
But
Definitely, he is the
welcome
best
to the
candidate,
live.
and trust me, what is happening is bad. Thanks, Kiz.
Yes, MP Wilson was with us and spent like maybe around a half an hour basically outlining what is happening down there. And
Right.
I mean, we all are just so disgusted and even shocked, right, about everything. A lot of persons are saying, including myself, we are saying that is a bad precedent being set by the party, because we would have seen what happened with the challenge for South Manchester with Robert Chin. And now we are seeing the same thing happening with Morland Wilson. And we really not appreciate how Gensec is handling these matters. Mind you, we have no issues with challenges because we know that it's a part of the political process. But after the sounding, a sounding happened down there, and we thought that after the sounding, then we were on the right track going forward with MP Wilson, because everybody knows that, you know, there is some people always disgruntled. Even the best MP, everybody say my MP Anne-Marie Vaz is the best, yet still we have people up there with disgruntled same way, because they might not get them personal wishes or them road or whatever. Right? So it would have been no different for Morland. It would be the same like any other MP. Because even the prime minister, as good and bad as him is, him have disgruntled people in his constituency. I am 100% sure of it. Right? So I am wondering what is really fueling, other than the fact that it looked like James and Myles definitely crossed the floor for come undermine the seat. What is really fueling this thing down there? Because you know, as a neutral person, go down there, you have been on the ground for a while. Maybe you can give shed some light, because I think Morland wasn't paying attention and wasn't seeing that these people were stabbing him in the back. Including,
I don't think he wasn't paying attention. I think he was being a good party person.
Kevin Murray and Duba. I mean, I remember Duba correct name now, because Duba couldn't win Theme Division. So I don't even remember what name right now.
It's not that Morland wasn't paying attention. Morland was just being a good Labourite and a responsible MP. So when the party would have put to him that these two persons, you know, are coming across, that he accommodated them, and being on the ground, hearing from the Labourites, some of the Labourites said, Mr. Wilson, we warned you that we didn't want them, and you beg us to vote for them. So they won their divisions because Morland Wilson actually beseeched Labourites to take them and to trust them. I'm disappointed in my two colleagues, because let me tell you, coming from the PNP, they would understand how this, don't hide behind a democracy, how this can break a seat. And you cannot convince me otherwise. And I know I'm not breaching party protocol by saying that their intentions are definitely not good. You can get voice notes that Kevin Murray named himself in the voice notes, and they're out there, where he basically said that James told him that he's being forced or pushed to do this, which is a lie too, because we have similar voice notes of him basically saying he didn't want to run off because he was promised the seat. So, you know, but these are things that are unfortunate, but it's the cut and thrust of the politics. But Morland, more substantially, Morland would have done what many thought was impossible, including myself, because Westmoreland, and this one in particular with Wickham McNeil, was thought to be, because of Norman Manley's association with the seat, the bastion of the PNP. This is the pride of the PNP now, you know. And so the truth be told is that you see, I have seen with my own two eyes a PNP contractor present at a JLP gathering to discuss this issue with Morland. And I asked the question when somebody asked me if I knew the man, what was he doing there? I can call him name because I saw him there. I saw Melbourne Garden there. I know Melbourne Garden to be a comrade. Very good, comrade, who not even Jesus will change. But I'm very much involved in this. So you have to be suspicious. And I'm sorry if I'm going to get into trouble. I'm very fine being just a supporter. But I think it is wrong what is happening because more than one is sounding. So they say there was a poll. Share the poll. Because our understanding is that Morland was ahead in that very poll of even James. So if he's ahead, why go into a runoff? Not a problem. But the truth be told is in that sounding, you say you spoke to Morland when they did the yes-no vote in January. Morland won it. Do you know Morland had no role in the yes-no? He was told he could not mobilize and he did not provide the councillors and the caretakers, the very ones you see ganging upon him, were the ones who were allowed to mobilize. They were the ones who also helped to vet the list, although they say it's a list that Morland sent. I'm his campaign manager in this. So this is my standing to speak to you. I'm not going to try to breach party principles. I understand democracy, but it is hurting a seat that this young man has fought so hard to make history with and has done. It's wrong. Labor rights, it's wrong. And these guys don't have no good intention. I mean, tell you the truth because you hear it. When you go to people from day one, they tell you when you're canvassing them that Myles and James tell them don't trust Morland and them they just come over here. Them they just come over here, you know. And they were telling to them they already sow them seed and they never worked with him one day. Both of them closed their office, their councillor offices when they won. And they have never worked with Morland Windsor for a day since they came across. What kind of nonsense is that? Not even for a day. And you can canvass every single labor right down here. The people don't like it, but they're confused because they're being told that this is what party wants. And I don't believe that.
Venisha?
Lisa,
Miss Phillips?
no,
1 minute, the genuine one. 1 minute, guys. It is 1 minute. But I want to say this. If it's not last week, it's 2 weeks ago, I was in a private group. And I said the very same thing. I said to them that this undermining is not coming from party. But they tell me point blank, say if party never sanction it, Myles and James couldn't be doing it. So you have a lot of persons out here who are very angry with Dr. Chang and Wheatley because persons are telling me that they have been seen with Dr. Wheatley with James, right? And saying that, and the narrative on the road is that they are giving their support to James. So a lot of persons within the party is definitely saying that and believing that it is coming from
PNP, Kizzy. Me come from PNP and on your live, because lives are shared. Let me just say it. You're not more labor right than me. Me's a labor right. Me not a crossover. Me's a labor right. So me have a labor right position. And I've said to these guys already, look here now, if only they just vex with the PNP and come, I came not on a transaction, but by conviction. I believed in what Andrew Holness was doing. I believed the JLP is the vehicle, and that's why I'm here. Nobody couldn't pay me for come here. Nobody couldn't offer me a position for come here. You understand me? Because that's
you
decision that I took.
Yes, and you know, I met you when you were fully geared in PNP colors.
Of course.
And even then, we connected and clicked, and I knew. I swear every time I always tell people, I said if Venisha crossed the floor, it is 100% genuine because when she was on the other side, she was genuinely there. You were not one of them who come at East Portland who did a try undermine. You never rise. So I know genuinely that you were there wholeheartedly, and when you come across, you took your time, you made your case, and you know come across pan no whim like the rest. So I know you are genuine.
PNP in a JLP business in a one way will hurt my belly. Because you see, if I was in the PNP, this is how I would have been defending the PNP. Right? So you see me, I'm 100,000% labor right now. Do not expect concession from me, or do not expect me to put my mouth aground, because it's not going to work.
Correct.
You understand? Them guys, and I don't care how they feel about this. It is wrong, and them know so them not have no good intention. Because you don't come moments before an election and do something like this. You are trying to mash up the seat to give PNP advantage.
Right. 100% correct. Casco, she did jump off of the live. Wanna share the live to her. Maybe she'll get busy.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Venisha, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So you sit and talk to Dr. Chang about this?
No, I've not had it. Well, I don't have a standing. Now I'm Morland's campaign manager. I don't even know the extent. I have to look at the party's rules because remember, I'm learning those as I go, right? Because how I came in, it was last year, August, Morland asked me to do some canvas in his seat, right? At that time, by the way, and that's why I said Kizzy's not that he wasn't paying attention. He would have shared with me that he heard the rumors. But at the end of the day, if the party say them coming over, him have a duty as the MP to, accommodate. And he opened up his arms and his heart to them. And he was struggling to connect with them. And he asked for my help. And I went in and I was doing the canvas. When I did the canvas, Kizzy, he was in a good way. I shared what I learned in the canvas with persons in the secretariat. I did that in Kingston to say, hey, Morland can actually create second history. Him needs some road and some areas need some water. And the usual welfare issues, to be honest with you, it's not that it's not important, but I didn't belabor it because every seat have that, you're not going to have enough to get everybody what they want. Let me tell you that, no politician will. So when I hear the cries about, me beg him one tank and give me what Mr. One PMP with one. I say, well, remember, the MP still have to be balanced. And how long me wait for this package? Me say the resources. I try to explain even as I canvas, but I take the people's honest feedback because that's the only way to help. And I went and I sat and discussed this canvas with him. I brought people from Papine Division, so it was not his people. So he couldn't color the canvas. And I got nothing more than anxiety from the people. Morland is too hard. In take a crossover them over here. I say, remember me a crossover too. You have to do that with them.
Yes, of course.
And let me tell you that now work with him. Then so people started to give that feedback from in the canvas. Morland had this from last year before conference. And he tried to meet with them. And if they're honest, they will speak the truth. Right? And they never, ever, ever cooperated. They never did. And so if they came over here genuinely, if James come over, you think James could have left JLP and go in a PMP and do what am I doing a JLP? Are you mad?
No, him couldn't do it. And that is why I am saying, how is our secretariat, how are they accepting and allowing this? Could never do it.
Talking about democracy? Come on.
Look what happened to Dennis Meadows. Dennis Meadows blunder once. I'm from Mark Golden and Dashiman. You don't even hear him. That Dennis Meadows, they are threatening to commit suicide.
Me don't know about that part there.
Yes, it was in the news. I said it himself.
Lord Jesus.
Dennis Meadows said it himself. It was in the news. In the man know if he do it himself.
Let me tell you what I can speak about openly. And you see me, one thing I can tell them, me not tell lie for none of them. I remember walking in Paul Island with Morland right after Raphael, giving out the welfare packages to the persons who were affected by the floods. Myles joined us on that walk, and I witnessed with my own two eyes, right on the walk in front of Morland, and Morland now see came and talk to the people. Myles stand up there, basically about Morland to the people.
Which hurricane was there?
Paul Island. Raphael, November.
It's not Raphael. Oh, Raphael?
November.
Yes.
Beryl.
No, Beryl was July.
Beryl was July. Remember, so we'd have a tropical storm.
Raphael,
yes.
Remember, me not there. Yes. No, we take time with me.
Yes.
Phillips, you think the party don't trust the seat? So they don't care what happened?
I think it's a bad approach, but if they don't trust it because it has been with the PNP for over 40 years, that's all the reason to support Morland. Because let me tell you, the biggest pain point, and Kizzy, later on, I'm going to share with you just how to check the numbers for a 10-year cycle, which is what I sat down with Morland and did. Yes, PNP, if you not listen, I'm not going to train me. I'm Michael Bunley and Portia, so you can vex if you don't want. Me sit down and take Morland 10 years back, 10 election cycles back. And I showed him the trajectory. If the Labour Party was paying attention to this particular seat long time, they would have won it a long time ago. So trust Morland's instinct and trust the people of Western Westmoreland. Top mash up his seat. Morland can win the seat. That is what Ian Hills is not on the ground. Every minute you see him do one drive through on Sunday and go cook on one corner because this is how the PNP has treated this seat. Then believe that Westmoreland Western can be satisfied by $5,000 and rum and feel good. And that's the same approach James attacked, by the way. Last
plate
night
of
we
food.
got phone calls with people getting case of water, case of drinks. May I tell you, anything I'm telling you, I can prove. Case of water, case of drinks. The people who went to that meeting, the feedback came out of it about getting $5,000 of petrol and them kind of something. Listen to me, you don't need to do that in an internal race because that means you don't plan to win the general election because you will not be able to sustain that.
Hey, Plank, stop interrupting. The people I'm upset because Venisha was about to tell us what happened on the walk when Morland wasn't paying attention.
Okay,
Because
about
you
people. Me have a
interject.
question for you. Me have a
Because
question for you.
Hold on.
Me ask a
Venisha.
question.
Well on the plank. Write down your question.
Venisha, go back to the
Write down your
walk.
question.
yes,
Walk.
If you hear what
I would
happened
have
on the
thought.
if you
walk,
hear a
please,
pass, a
guys.
little bit of noise in
Let's talk to your plank. Protecting Jam. I want to hear Venisha voice.
Oh,
What happened on the
okay.
walk, Ben?
Yeah, we went on the walk in a place called Paul Island. And when we were passing through Paul Island, giving out the packages in November, in Raphael time, Myles joined us there. And let me just tell you something. You see, like Morland would stop and talk to you.
Oh, Lord, somebody a call Ben. Who a call Ben?
And say, see, I see the damage you get and give it space. You hearing
No,
me?
the internet.
You hear
Your
me?
internet did chip just now. You said yes, the signal kind of bad, Ben. You said when he's on the walk, like it stop and talking to me.
Yeah, man. For each person. So like him stop and talk to you. As Morland move off, Myles would say, now listen to him now. Now listen to what he have to say. You understand? Now listen to him. That's not what he have to say. I mean, you know. And then when I checked it, this was one of the PNP strong areas. And that's why he was doing what he was doing, because the people them know him. Right? So it was a strong, but listen to me, Kizzy. The canvas is now showing in Paul Island, and this is what is disturbing them. Go back to Ian Hill's page, look at his Paul Island tour. That is supposed to be one of the PNP's biggest area. And let me give you the joke. They are panicking now because Paul Island is now in the middle. Morland Wilson has endeared himself to those people. And I remember in November, and I told Morland the same night, so you can call him back. Something happened. Keep it to your chest, but I want you to observe because I don't live here with you. When you go to Paul Island, please do not go with Myles. I said that to Morland, and I'm saying it on your live so you can go back to Myles. Okay?
May I ask a question now? What is the criteria for runoff? Because I'm seeing this runoff too quickly, and I'm wondering if they need to revise the criteria. Because for me, if someone switch from one political party over to the JLP, there must be some timeline in which you can challenge, right? I don't believe it. That's one. Yeah.
Yes, but they have not worked with him. They are his counselors, and they don't work with him. They don't work with him at all. As a matter of fact, the secretary for the constituency would have got into it with James, who she told him to his face, I have you on record saying that you have not been on the ground. So I have the record. And so he has not been on the ground because he was waiting on the seat because according to him, that's his arrangement, you know. And it's very wrong because you don't try to break up a seat. And you know what happened? It hurt the PNP, them, you know. This particular seat, why does it hurt PNP so bad? As I've said to you, it has history with Norman Manley. The parish itself is a pain point for PJ Patterson because, remember, Patterson was down here, Westmont, and I don't think JLP paid attention, you know.
Somebody call her. What may I tell you now? You see? You see? Thank you, Jesus. I know Kizzy a chat too much. I know Kizzy a make problem. I know Kizzy when no know. Me know. Anything me not come to with baga nor mix up.
Boy, you chat to your people if not I panel and tell them for love me.
Plank, I know that man can be the one here too. When they interject.
Then you know here. Then you know here. You know here.
If you don't know what hurricane tapping
In
nice, and you don't
disgusting,
live in Jamaica.
I'm so disgusting sometimes.
Plank, you don't know when hurricane blow your axe.
Plank what?
Me not
Plank
even
you
remember
want?
how Raphael.
Yo, Plank.
Me
Now
not
go
remember
on
how
your
Raphael.
repeat and yeah,
Plank.
throw the woman off. Sure.
Plank.
On love mix up too much too.
Plank. Plank, boy.
What am security minister? What am my boy?
Put in the soda in your mouth, yeah, well, baby.
Listen,
Me a man. Me a man voice, you know. Me know who some I say who that talk to me.
Mr. Bracy,
Yeah?
we are Portland. Watch it, then call her Venisha for the live. But Venisha will soon come back.
Can't come back, man.
Mr. Bracy, we are Portland. We live with comrade for years. We know them tan. We know them.
Oh, you
Yes.
think you come here there easy? You think
Hey,
you come here
kiss it.
there easy?
You see, I listen, you know. You see what them say? Our money run politics, and politics are blood sport. You see? And that's why PNP they are Portland for so much years, you know, because them pay the people them. They have them strategical people with them pay, and them the people that spread the influence.
Yes,
And the
after them
same
do it.
thing go on when Morland.
Undermine. But let me ask Abdul if he would like to speak, because if he want, this is somebody with there with Morland, and we help Morland winning at 20. I know that his internet might be bad because he's traveling, but if you know like Abdul, you want to?
I'm at the office. We just reached the office.
Oh, you reach office now. All right, so you have good internet. Welcome to the live. Please talk up the things them. Because you did it from day one. You know all of the work we put in.
Yeah, man. Good evening, everybody.
Blessings.
Whatever. Oh, that sound like a balisa. Everything where Venisha said, actually, yeah. From those two guys crossover, I was present at the meeting at Green Island High School, right? And the deal was one want to be MP and one must be mayor. I was there at the meeting, right? And from that meeting, I said to Morland, listen to me. James said he want to be MP. Myles said he want to be mayor. You get me? So Morland know about this from the get-go. But as Venisha said, Morland take them in and say, you know, he's an MP for everybody. And see it there now? See it there? See it there? Right now, the people them down here confused because they have a set of people going around. I tell the people them say, Morland is out. What kind of nonsense that? Eh? The man is still a member of parliament. Right? And they have a set of people that go around. A matter of fact, James have a set of people that go around and I tell the people them say Morland is out and they must vote for him. Because there's supposed to be an exercise Sunday. Sunday coming, they're gonna have a runoff, delegate votes, right? You don't do that. Right? That is a straight undermining for the MP. Straight undermining. And this happened right under the nose of the General Secretary because he is the instigator. I mean, I don't care if you want to hear. Him and Dr. Week are the instigator and all of this. Every minute they come down here and they have meeting in the constituency behind the MP back. Meetings, on top of meetings. Right? So by the time you have to wonder if the General Secretary is a comrade. I'm afraid to say it. I say it right here, so. Right? Because how can you do something like that? Eh? You don't undermine a sitting member of parliament like that. The same thing they do with Robert Chin over South Manchester. Right now, Ian here is supposed to sit down and smile. Because what them do, they split the constituency. So late in the game. And I hear somebody on here say, ask about the protocol and the procedure at the party. And it is correct. Because there must something in the constitution can say, okay, after May 31st, how you gonna have a runoff? How? Eh? How you gonna have a runoff? Remember now, the business of the party would have taken place where money would have easy for CDF and all of them something there, right? How now? You know when the election is due in September, you are gonna, or maybe in a July. Cause you know Andrew,
one box. Venisha is back. Beg on
you know,
one box, please.
a nonsense them a do.
Take mine. Hold me down.
All
All
right.
right.
The basic jump already. Then click on the empty box there, please. Abdul, you have the floor same way.
Yeah. So as me I say, well, me there here, and remember me tell you this. Me go fight tooth and nail to make sure Morland win back this. Me go fight tooth and nail to make sure me do it in 2020. 2020, I was his campaign manager. Venisha take over now. Very happy.
Me and you both. Because what is happening is wrong. Me and you both.
Yes. You understand? Me there Ven, me there the office, and
Me
remember
on
me
my
tell
way
you.
up the road, that's why it's chipping out and out. Coming down the road and
Remember
come
me
up on
tell
the
you.
Mangoal Road.
Remember me tell you. It not go nice for them. It not go easy for them. Remember me tell you that.
Foolishness. Labour
Right?
Party will
Because
keep this seat. And that's what they want to do.
after,
Them don't, James know him can't win it. The intention is to make Hills win. I mean, I say it with water in my mouth.
exactly.
The intention is to make Hills win. And James, if you listen, you know, me know. And me will say it by life.
Of
Because
course.
guess what? Me can remain a supporter of Labour Party. Me not to be a member. You know me know. And you know me know too. No come with a in a JLP
Vote.
with a PMP.
That's the way I go.
Me left PMP. Me
Split
never
your
come a
split the
PMP
votes
to come
then.
back up PMP in a JLP.
Right? I split the vote. The people them are confused. How can you go in around and tell the people them say Morland is out? And that you then you're in for media. You need to get him things straight too. You need to get him things straight too.
No, them a feed it. Let me just tell you, because let me tell you, you see the other one, him talk everything, you know. So him talk say info media for them thing. Them talk
The
everything,
other,
you know, remember that.
the other one is Myles.
Yes, them talk
Yeah
everything,
man.
you know.
Yeah man.
Because
Yeah
remember
man.
them a hype, you know, so them a for hype. So because them a hype, them talk everything,
Right?
right?
It's
Virgin, when we go to the meeting, you know, the other day, you know, and I didn't even go and drive Morland because the people them call Morland and tell Morland while we were doing the canvas that police are intimidate them up at the meeting of a cave. So Morland jump up and say, no man, while them say me can't come to the meeting, we can't have police are intimidate my people because one of the lady called and are screaming at the phone. So I was the one who drove because Morland was so angry. When we went up there though, the amount of PMP when we recognized them, I was so angry. I was like, what the hell? What is this? Me just stand up and observe. Me never walk my mouth. Me just stand up there, you know. And I say, God, because me deliberately don't interfere apart from doing the canvas and the training. But now that I'm Morland's campaign manager, I'm not breaching any party code, but I am going to speak because what is happening is wrong. It is very wrong.
wrong, man. Wrong. You understand? Wrong.
Well, Ven, I have to say thank you so much because me know you never have to gone down there, and I know you wouldn't have gone down there if you were not invited. Somebody said earlier, said Dr. Chang send you. I tell them said that to say that because I know Dr. Chang did not send you. You
No,
understand?
Dr. Chang never sent me anywhere.
Thank
Morland
you.
Wilson invited me to do a canvas for him. I had said that when we got cut out because the road tend to have bad spots. And when I went did the canvas and I sat down with Morland. I shared information from the canvas with persons, but there is the usual body enough workers. I remember telling the two party them have it. You see the worker base in your party, you better be careful cost you for something you them don't get. Or them thinks that the other person get more than them. So you have to manage that and culture them properly. So I never too paid attention to that aspect. Those are the people that are trying to weaponize and use against Morland, but it is a recipe to damage a political movement. And the Labour Party needs to listen to me. That is experience that the PNP have. And let me just tell you, when I saw that the ground was good, look, some of the roads that Morland doing now has never been done in 20, 30 years. And Morland come and give people educational grant and them something there. The people them say them never know book vouchers and stuff under we come. If the PNP knew it, certainly the wider Westmoreland and Western never know it, right? At the end of the day, Morland came and brought culturing and soberness to this place. Him can't do everything one time. The first 2 years of his leadership was characterized by COVID, vestiges, if you want to call it that. So, in the 2.5 years when him did it, the amount of things when him do, because the first 2 years is COVID years. When a seat from a tourism minister who had a budget, Morland is a backbencher, and Morland has done more in this place than Wickham. Think about Westmoreland that had PJ. The whole blasted cabinet in Westmoreland, Westmoreland to Morland because Pin left it. Right? And then you take
Guys, I have invited Dr. Chang. I have invited Dr. Chang. I have invited Dr. Chang. Dr. Chang did say he sent back a message that he would find some time, preferably on a Monday or a Tuesday, and come on the live. So don't believe that we have not invited Dr. Chang. We have, and he did send back a response, right? We are not laying all the blame on Dr. Chang's foot. We don't know everything. Remember, there is another side to the story. We don't know what Dr. Chang was told, right? But we know what is happening down there now because those who are on the ground is telling us what is happening. So only Dr. Chang in his defense. The only thing I can work with and tell you this, we have seen and heard where Dr. Chang publicly said that the seat going back to the PNP. And I never understood that because that was said on radio, right? So I never understood what Dr. Chang said and why him write off the seat. And if you write off the seat, then why are you allowing a runoff? Then let the person who want it lose it. So I would really love if Dr. Chang would come on the live, but we have invited him, so don't think we did not.
Kizzy, what Dr. Chang I gonna come and tell you? Let me tell you. Dr. Chang, I got come tell you say there's a poll was done, a Samfi poll was done, and Morland is in Morland can't beat here. That's what Dr. Chang I got tell you. Let me tell you that straight up.
Yo. Kizzy, don't talk about Dr. Chang though, because as the General Secretary, remember that he has a duty. That's why I stayed clear of not challenging Dr. Chang's view.
I have not said anything too more than a lot of persons, and you can't help it because a lot of persons is saying why Dr. Chang don't put a stop to it. So it is persons in the comment section we are actually responding to who are asking us why we don't ask Dr. Chang to come on the live. So I am explaining to them. I've asked Dr. Chang, right? Remember, Dr. Chang at the GenSec, right? And we know that there's a committee. So everything is not all his decision. It is a group. But at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. Right?
Yeah, no, but Kizzy, the Democratic Party, remember that Dr. Chang explained. Kizzy, Dr. Chang has already explained. I'm Morland's campaign manager. Dr. Chang has explained that their guidance is the soundings and the poll. Right? You can challenge the poll if you want and anything, but the fact of the matter is the party is going to be guided by the poll. And Dr. Chang has said that in his defense as General Secretary. He has said that. He basically said they did 3, and each of them were progressively worse in terms of how Morland was faring in them. He said Morland was double digits behind Ian Hills. Whether Morland wants to challenge that or not is another matter. That's what Dr. Chang has told us as part of Morland's campaign committee. I can say that. Nothing is wrong with that. However, Kizzy, what Morland was advancing to the team of the party that is looking, let us say for argument's sake the poll is correct. And this is where you must reason the thing now. Let us say the poll is correct and the PNP is appearing to be ahead. Where does Morland Wilson sit in relation to the other persons in the if you put them there? Have you polled him against James? Have you polled him against Myles? Have you polled him against any other? I think Dr. Chang would have spoken to that too, but when you
I can't speak for Dr. Chang. What we are talking about from Morland's campaign is how we got to this point in terms of what Kevin Murray, a member of James' team, has said is that James is not interested and that he is being asked by the party to do this. If you have the voice note, I can send it to you, and he named himself and said, I am Kevin Murray. So I can send you the voice note. So I am saying it is counterproductive to do that. If we are relying on the poll, let's go with the poll. But then when you put a poll, when you do a poll, what I know from over PNP, when you do a poll, you sit down with the person affected, you show them the poll, you give them the opportunity to go on the ground because they would have known what the weak areas are, and you allow them to go. I guess Dr. Chang will tell you that this has happened because they've done 3. However, the canvas that Morland Wilson has cannot be ignored. Why? It is a commitment canvas. What does that mean? The people canvassed, their phone number is there, their elector number is there, their signature. You have never seen a canvas done like this. The people canvassed they signed. Kizzy, our campaign team created that. So the people who were canvassed signed. So the party can take it. It's better than any poll. The pollster can beat that. Because the pollster can talk to anybody, all me. I'm in the vote down here. But the people canvassed, signed the paper, and we did it division by division. That's better than any poll. And you can call their numbers and ask them, were you canvassed and did you sign this sheet of paper? And let them answer you. That's the best poll any party can ask for. Morland Wilson have a cutting edge kind of system. So you could not ignore it. But I understand that what Dr. Chang was saying was that he's guided by the poll. He has been consistent in saying that. But our rebuttal is, where does Morland stack in relation to James and the others in it? Because we are putting it forward that Morland is ahead of them, which makes Morland the best of any one of them to run the seat, 1. And 2, yes, because it's historically a PNP traditional seat. If PNP appear to be ahead,
she knew Kissy.
No, she get a call. She get a call. Remember, so them phone.
Kissy, hold on. More ask Venisha if based on their canvassing, I don't know if Abdul can shed some light on it. Okay. Based on their canvassing, how Morland, how them see Morland stack up in the seat? Cause
Bali. The canvas that Venisha do, you should tell you, Morland is way ahead. And that's why I use the word samphai. Right? Morland is way ahead of Heels. Yeah?
Yeah.
Way ahead of you. And remember, she just reached me now. So therefore, she would have gone out because she bring a solid tea from Kingston come here, right? So she do from division to division. I mean, I tell you, when you look on the canvas that Venisha do down here, Morland is by ahead by double digits with Heels. Heels soft up. Heels nothing a campaign down here.
Yes, down there. I was in Negril in January. I was in Negril in February. Everybody, me come here. Plank, me not come here and tell you that. So he is not up on the ground. If you talk, me talk to the cane man, me talk to the jelly man. They don't want Ian Heels. They say man a criminal.
A criminal, nobody don't want him.
Is it? We can nullify the poll where Dr. Chang is guided by now because he said he is not expecting the seat to win. He is not expecting the seat. Why are you putting so much resource in a seat?
You should not expect the seat for it, leave it alone.
Right.
That is the plan.
Leave it alone.
Venisha is back, everybody.
Then?
Yeah, sorry, but the thing didn't look out. Yeah, I reached the office, so internet there.
No, thank God. And one thing may I ask you, please be very careful down there, Ven. Abdul.
I was gonna say that, Kizzy.
On air?
I was gonna say that, you know.
Yeah, please be very careful down there, which know say me know. I mean know say know, but be very careful because this thing here is serious. And Morland Wilson himself must be very, very careful because this is not normal.
Nobody down here. Let me tell you, we've walked the ground. We've even talked to PNP people. That's the PNP couldn't choose a worse candidate, and we're happy because at the end of the day, we will win the seat, and Morland is the best vehicle. We just have to do what we have to do in order to ensure that next week when the runoff happens, let me tell you, and that is why, as a campaign manager, I have been impressing upon some persons who are angry, to say we cannot, even though I speak, with so much passion, I have made sure that with Morland, we urge the team, we not disrespect James, Myles, nobody. But yeah, we're vexed about what them do. Because what? We have to be able, you understand, to hold the thing together to make sure we maintain the victory, which we were on course to doing. And this is us serving to the real us. You understand? This is us serving to the real us.
Understand, Venisha. Boy, may I tell you, I'm so upset from this morning. I'm so upset. And I'm hearing some things long before this, not just pertaining to that seat, but most of the troubled seat then. And trust me, I'm believing. I don't want to believe because I rate the party and Dr. Chang so much, but trust me, I'm believing now because what I'm hearing, Morland is in front. The people them no want AIDS. And I can't see why you make two persons who come cross and you want to give them could get leadership position at the seat for PNP. So them come cross and want to push out a labor right.
Them couldn't even get regional leadership down in a region 6 with them there for PNP. Them couldn't even get regional. Let me say, I can't go back on what I say. Let me not disparage anyone. I'm just saying I'm disappointed in the approach taken by these guys. Why? Let me tell you, they have been very destructive and disparaging in their remarks about Morland on the ground. The good thing, what I like about the laborers of Western Westmoreland, Kizzy, is that if they hear this live and say, who me tell that, I can easily call the people, because one thing I like about the people down there, them not afraid to tell you, say, and me tell Miss Phillips so.
They're very outspoken. They're very outspoken.
Yes.
Then you see from 2020, I have to say this, right? When Chopper was the first person who I saw interviewed. I remember when the runoff was down there, and same Abdul here, all of us, even Ras Galik, who is next to you, all of us, we were well in tune to the runoff, right? And from then we saw that. Wait, there's a big bad feedback, Ben.
Abdul and Vendor side by side.
Yes, can't beside each other. One on off it mute or turn on the thing.
Turn on the phone.
Turn on the phone. But since then we knew that Morland was the candidate, and I said, Bali, you can't tell them. Tova Hamilton, I called it for her. Morland, I called it for her. And then eventually I called it for Danny Lawrence, even though Danny won by such a slim margin, because we observe the ground, we have followed politics long time, we are no fool, right? So this whole thing is really a shock. I know that Morland have a good team. I know the people on there who stand with him very strong. So I have no doubt that on Sunday he will be victorious. Egg, Agodepan, James, and Myles, and all of them will undermine him's face. But at the end of the day, what will happen in the seat now? Because they are still sitting councillors. The thing about it, they are undermining the sitting MP, and they are sitting councillors. If whichever one of them pose the challenge, if they lose, they will still be a sitting councillor. But then the people down there will have to suffer under Ian Yales. Are they crazy? What can go so?
Easy.
Yeah, may I hear you?
Check your phone. I'm sending some stuff.
Good afternoon. Can I join the conversation now?
Tell us if you send me on my next phone. Tell us to send me on my next phone. Remember, say the phone here, me I do the live. I don't want to go check it on the live kick off.
All
right.
Kizzy, let me just say this. Morland won by over 1,000 votes when he won in down here, so that's unprecedented. He won by over 1,000 votes. So that was not a COVID buck up. Morland was working the seat with the people. Over 1,000 votes. But what
And
I'm asking
Venisha,
everybody,
he
go
got
look
the
at
most
Morland's
vote.
social media page and look at my own. I want you to do something for me. I want everybody on here to do something for me. Even if you're a PNP on here, go onto both my page and Morland's.
Oh.
Stuff. That's why. Go on to Morland's page and scroll back from the day he won. And you can see Morland as a working MP. It's going to shock. Kizzy, when I discovered it, I started sharing his stuff on my page, so you'll remember that. Because I realized that just like your MP, except that Anna had been on social media from day one, Morland was not low. And so nobody realized. Go on his page now, everybody. Go on him Instagram, go on him even in Twitter, and you will see it. Go back from when him win, the day him win, follow him all the way. Look at all the programs and look at the work Morland has done and tell me why we are having this discussion here at 1:32 in the afternoon. Go back on his page.
I know. You're not.
Workers.
I really, it's not. This live is not even for myself. This is just to express my disgust. But Protecting JA wanted to come in, so give him a chance, and then you can ask the question, Garlic.
Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon, Miss Venisha. My name is Protecting JA.
Hi.
There are only two options, and everybody who know me know where I stand when it comes to these things. Well, actually three, but let me mention the first one. The two guys who crossed the floor, it was a little bit mysterious to me when they did. After watching them for a while and noticing how bombastic they are, especially the one named Myles. I mean, I say, but this a man ain't no fit in a JLP, and a JLP material this. But them cross by whichever deal was cut. The same way them cross is the same way they can get spit out. I believe that they should be expelled from the party, because if this is what they're coming to do, Westmoreland Parish Council has always been controlled by the PNP. So I like them coming over, we're giving no advantage in the parish council. Kick them out, because we don't in charge of the parish council either way. Kick them out and rebuild. Use the councillor candidates that we have and rebuild from the ground up. And the second one is this runoff. I am thinking between now and next Sunday, I am hoping that some good sense prevail and cancel it, because it is going to cause a fracture. And it might be a fracture that I don't believe can be fixed, can be mended, can be healed by the next election. So might as well them just cancel this and everybody just support Morland while we move into the election. But thirdly, if they are all the way down the wicket and it cannot be cancelled, I believe that Morland can win the runoff. And when he wins, I believe it will raise up the base of the party in the constituency, and it will shine some light on the sinister mission that these two people are on. And it will cause the people to kind of sideline them as they galvanize their support for Morland. There's still some good that can come out of it if it goes through. But I believe that cancel the runoff, if it can be cancelled at this point. But these two guys need to be expelled from the Jamaica Labour Party and a JLP material. This is not JLP material. See, Ven come over and she humble herself and she easy herself. Me think Ven forget a seat, but you have to creep before you walk. But I believe that those are the three positions from one to the other, are any two that should be taken at this point. Expel them, because we're not going to lose nothing either way. Expel them after the election, after the general election, and keep them out of the party. And that's where I stand on this.
I agree with you, Protecting Jamaica. Abdul Hakim, you raised a point, and it has been on my mind for a while I've been listening. You mentioned that either James and the other one, Myles, you had indicated that either of them consider themselves to be the next member of parliament or mayor. No, I'm thinking with the level of accountability and the structure that has been put in place to ensure that, listen, money is not spent without any accountability. You don't come forward with any sort of project. Are they believing that they should go back to the archaic days of when things used to just happen and things just get us step money left, right, and center? As Protecting Jamaica said, they are not JLP material. JLP is all about accountability and kick out them backside right. No. For me, please.
Excuse me what me tell her this morning. Excuse me what me tell her this morning, Abdullah Fen. Kick them out. Kick them out. Anybody coming in to destroy what we're building right now. What we're building right now, listen to me, man. Me there Barbados, and I tell you, every day Jamaica talk about over here. It is impressive what Jamaica is doing. And we can't afford nobody. If in my headspace, if even the PM start go sideways, we need to get rid of him. That's something you think right now. I am not going back to the days like Siaga when nobody hold the party hostage, Virgin. Me not dep on it.
No, but you also have to remember, you know, the Democratic Party. All right, in the defense of the party, as passionate as we are, and those of us who support Morland, we are going to be, you know, aggressively pushing to ensure that we preserve, you know, his tenure. But as somebody who understands how leadership functions, the democratic process, no matter what, is going to always be advanced at the front. Remember, Dr. Chang has been very clear, you know, that the polls are his litmus, the polls are his indicators. Whether or not we want to challenge the poll, my only concern with that, as the campaign manager for Morland, you know, if the poll is the indicator, it would not be a runoff. It would be that you would have taken a decision based on the information available to you, right? But I'm sure Dr. Chang, with more information than I would have, would give you a better explanation, Kizzy. What we are saying, though, if what Kevin Murray put out as the member of, and if you look at the photograph that was put out yesterday as Teen James with Kevin Murray at the center,
Kevin Murray,
no,
Murray and
yes, but
Thompson. I saw them.
Yeah, but then his voice. So the picture is put out, but if you listen to his voice, I'm listening to what he said and not just the picture. But if you listen to his voice, what he has said is that his candidate is basically saying that, look here, the party is asking me to do this. I doubt that that is true. And when you feed that kind of thing on the ground, you destabilize the ground. So these are the things we're asking the party to correct. Because what you don't want is for the people of Westmoreland who have been holding the fort for the Labour Party to start feeling like they are not valued as Labourites. Because they have been holding the fort. And like I said, Kizzy, I'm going to share with you the numbers so you can actually see that there has been a trajectory. The support for Labour Party has always been here. It was just not properly harnessed. So we don't want to break the ground. And Morland has done twice the work to fortify the ground. So he has no interest either in seeing that destroyed. And that is why you guys are only just now hearing about it when this has been going on for weeks, probably months, because Morland has been very careful to ensure that none of this got out there. Because two things, we don't want to energize a PNP base, even though they don't want heels, and we do not want to fracture any further the Labour Party's base here. So responsibility is important down here.
Agree with them. I totally agree that you can't. And then Morland got the most votes
Yes.
for a long time.